Whip is under 1, 61 strikeouts and 17 walks.
Well, you got to love the 17 walks and the 65 innings. I mean, that's just pounding the zone with strikes and being able to execute multiple pitches. He likes to get ahead with his fastball. Right-handed hitters, he likes to use his changeup. Left-handed hitters, he'll use his breaker more often. There's a little more of a sweeping action to his breaker, but I'll tell you what, when he's dialed up and he's good, he's got good angle and a lot of strikes.
Raging Cajuns defensively, Guardian Credit Union, Torres behind the plate, LaFleur at first, Taylor second, DeBarge, and then at third base. Lost my score sheet. It's somewhere around here.
Amity at third base.
Yeah, Amade at third base. Then you're going to go with an outfield. I can't find the right score sheet, Coach. Higgs, Stelly, and Broussard. There we go.
It's a lot of games piled up on your desk right
I
here.
do. I got too many notes. I'm just fishing through them here. But we're finally set. Good look at the defense, fielding .972 on the season. And the count is 1-2 to Aiken. Ball 2 from Morgan. Aiken making his 30th start of the season. 2-2 pitch to TJ Aiken, swings and misses. One down here in the first.
It doesn't take long for him to get going. That left-left matchup. You can see the height and the depth of that break. That breaker starts at shoulder height and then comes all the way back into the upper part of the strike zone.
Here's Kyle Edwards, their shortstop, a swing and a miss. Edwards out of Virginia Beach. 0-1 pitch to Edwards, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Edwards, 283 batting average, is second best on the team with the 5 homers and 33 RBI. Also has 18 doubles on the year. 0-2 pitch, missed low, 1-2. Edwards was 0 for 3 last night with a walk. 1-2 pitch, missed low, and it's 2-2. Torres behind the plate, catching for the Raging Cajuns is a great story. Came here on his own from Panama, left his family behind, went to high school in Florida. And now playing with the Raging Cajuns. Ground ball hit to the third baseman, Amade, and there's 2 down. Coach, keys to the game brought to you by Bank Plus.
Yeah, timely hits are going to be so huge for the Monarchs, and you know, particularly against Morgan, who's been, and whoever at the end of the game possibly as well comes in. I just think that's huge. Rinse and repeat. I mean, look, they are just not on cruise control, but they are. The Cajuns are in such control of their emotions and their reactions and actions in games right now, and well, they've got their foot on the throttle right now, or they've had it, and I'd be shocked if it disappears for them.
Yeah, they were a phenomenal 23-7 on the season. That ball is hit to deep right field, back at the wall, and out of here. Kenny Lavari gives it a ride to right field, and the Monarchs take a 1-0 lead.
Well, he misses out over the plate. I'm going to tell you, middle in, looking for a fastball, gets it. And when you get a mistake, you better not miss it. And he did not. He drives this ball out to right field. I mean, he gets in behind this swing and puts everything he's got into it. Back legs it out to right field.
That is just the second home run that Chase Morgan has surrendered this season. 10th home run of the year for Lavari, and RBI 45. And here's Luke Waters, their all-conference outfielder. What a start. And it's amazing in this day and age that a guy like Morgan, you can be making, you got double-digit starts And this is his 12th of the year, and you've surrendered only 2 home runs the whole year. In this day and age,
yeah, that's it
almost
is
impossible.
so unusual.
1-2 pitch from Morgan to Waters, missed, and it's 2-2.
So far, a little bit tighter strike zone than what we've seen the previous games. Just in the first half inning right here. Just watching the strike zone on the edges, just off the edges.
Now 3-2. That's Danny Cricks behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes for this second round matchup. 3-2 breaking ball, got him swinging. And that'll end the inning, but Trey LaFleur leads off the inning for the Ragin' Cajuns and swings and misses. Ten homers, 37 RBI, 360 batting average for LaFleur. And the 0-1 pitch looks to put down a bunt and misses it. It's 0-2.
Yeah, he was trying to take that bunt with him, put it in that triangle area, make the pitcher, second baseman, first baseman chase after it. This is a tough play on those defenders to make a decision who's going to get it in, who's going to go to the bag.
Here's the 0-2 to LaFleur off the plate. Coach Mac Deggs feels that if there was a comeback player of the year in the conference, that LaFleur would be it. He was limited to just 20 games, 4 games started last year, one for 25 at the plate. Started his career at Ole Miss after coming out of Tate High School in Pensacola. Earning all Sun Belt first team first baseman honors here in 2024. Two-two pitch. Smacked foul.
Well, when they were in San Marcos doing that win streak they had going, he was a little bit of an injury. I'm not sure what it was. You get a good look at Matt Deggs, what that young man has done at Ragin' Cajun land.
Did he go? He did. LaFleur gets rung up. So one down here in the first.
Yeah, you get another look whether that bat went forward, if barrel went forward enough. Looked like he, oh, it's so hard. It's a much better look right here.
Yeah, still that's a tough called strike.
It is.
Swinging strike.
Yep.
They called it a swinging strike. And here's Connor Higgs. He goes after the first pitch, sends it down the line in left field into that corner. Aiken in that corner, jumps up and makes the catch.
That corner's become popular, hadn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody don't know, they're not aiming that way, but that's everybody's pitching left-handers that way. That's it, the 313 mark on that fence. He does a good job of finding the fence, getting underneath it, and making the catch.
That home run by Lavari, however, by the way, in the first inning, that was the second right field home run that we've had in this game. Most of them have gone to left field. Here's Kyle DeBarge. What a season this young man has had. 21 home runs to set the school record. Little stick of dynamite. That's what Matt Deggs called him. He's 5'9", 175.
He's got pop just coming out of his knuckles and his hands. He's got so much bat strength.
Pounds this one into the ground. Throw across by the shortstop, and that'll end it. 3 up, 3 down go the Cajuns here in the first. And 3:33 down the right field line. Jake Tyser to start the inning for Old Dominion. Tyser 1 for 4 last night, but had an RBI single. Every run was big last night in a 3-2 game against South Alabama.
First baseman number 9, Jake Tyser.
1-0 pitch from Morgan. Again off the plate, 2-0. Missed inside, 3-0 to Tyser. Tyser batting just 191. Strike one. 3 balls and a strike to the 6'7" Jake Tyser. Now it's 3-2.
Well, that's a good look at that angle on the fastball and it coming out of Morgan's hand. He starts, get to the top, hand and fingers over the top of the baseball and just drives that fastball downhill.
And there's the strikeout. Second strikeout for Morgan. Brings Alex Boucher to the plate. They've actually flip-flopped these from the original batting order that we received.
Well, I was going through my scorebook and I was like, wait, and I'm known to write something down in the wrong spot more times than anybody else. And
yeah, but the score sheet that we received had it going Boucher then Tyser, but it's actually Tyser then Boucher. So it's Boucher in the 6th spot right here, and he lifts that one down the line in left field, and it is going to be a long foul ball. Boucher has that broken nose. You see the protective mask he's wearing in front of it. Struck out 3 times last night before being lifted for a pinch hitter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball spiked in the dirt, 2-2. Torres looking there to get the sign. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back.
have you had a chance to watch the Cajuns play much this year? And if you have, you already have an unreal appreciation for Torres back there behind the plate. I mean, he is constantly working, constantly.
Called strike 3.
Nice job of getting that fastball in the outer half. But going back to Torres a little bit, I think he makes, a catcher can make such a difference in a pitcher. He works hard, he hustles, he plays hard. Constant communication with the umpires, the pitcher. I mean, he's fun to watch back there behind the plate.
Here's Stephen Meyer. Meyer on base twice last night, a walk and hit by pitch. He ended up going 0 for 3, got robbed of a base hit by the shortstop last night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 2-1 now to Meyer. Junior college transfers, had an up and down season. They like him. He's got some pop in his bat, and he can do a lot of things with it. You can ask him to do a lot of things. Meyer out of Columbia Basin College had a walk-off home run to beat App State 2 Sundays ago. Final game they played at the Bud, their home park, and he goes down swinging, and Morgan strikes out the side.
Better chance to accumulate something, but I appreciate the shout out.
But man,
I
let me give you a
appreciate it.
compliment.
No, I appreciate it. I'm going to take it. But I tell you what, he can really coach. I mean, for what he's done, and and look, traditionally you would think in the Northeast and the northern part of the country, it's baseball, it's cold. It fascinates me how good they do, how good they do up there, and how well they coach. Sometimes limited time outside. I mean,
Yeah, no doubt. And then even more limited next year because they're not going to have a home ballpark to play in.
Yeah, he's brave. And in the end, it's going to be good, right?
Yeah,
they're getting a brand new stadium out of it.
But will not have a home schedule, not there. Bud Matheny being totally renovated, and great effort there by Holman. Had it pop out of his glove, though. You hate to see that as a player because you always give that batter another chance.
You're giving him another opportunity. I think if he'd have turned his glove down and tried to catch it breadbasket, might have been a little bit easier because he was going to his knees too. And then you can kind of catch it and trap it at the same time in your chest if you have to.
2 balls and 2 strikes to John Taylor. This is not the guy that you want to be given another chance to. 8 homers, 33 RBI on the season. Not your conventional 4-hole hitter. Bounces it up the middle, backhanded by Stallings, who throws him out.
Well, John Taylor, a year ago at this very tournament, I just thought he turned the corner as a player. I thought he was a good player, but then at this tournament, he got hot, played well, played great defensively, offensively, and he has carried on, put on some weight over the over the break, and then also going into the season, got more physical.
Here's Pastor, the DH. I agree with you totally. He was a star in this tournament a year ago as they reached the finals. 331, 4 home runs for Pastor. He spent 5 seasons at Nova Southeastern, but 2 of them 2020, of course, COVID, and then 2021 he did not play because of injury. 0-2 pitch. He was a two-way player at Nova Southeastern. Pitched his first 2 seasons, went 4-1 with a 4.39 ERA, made 12 starts. But a better hitter than pitcher, and that's what they got. Got him here at Louisiana to do. Got the bat in his hands. Lavari, 2 down in the inning.
Hard to do both. It really is. I mean, not to say it can't be done. It can, and it has been done, and gets done often. But it's just hard to do. I mean, you're training, everything changes. You're trying to take extra BP. You're trying to get your conditioning from the pitching side of it. And sometimes, if you can just focus on one, you can get really good at just that one.
Caleb Stelly gets around on that one and yanks it foul. This is the guy that Matt Degg says has solidified everything for him in center field. Comes out of Parkview Baptist in Baton Rouge, 297, homer, 31 RBI. Count 1-1 to Stelly.
You watch a lot of Matt Degg's offense. You'll see some high leg kicks. You'll see some, hold, pick their foot up and hold, and for a timing device. I mean, look, and that man knows a lot about hitting.
1-1 fouled back. 1-2 now to Stelly.
There are times he's almost like a mad scientist when he's trying to help somebody with their hitting to make them better and change. You'll see him go to narrow stances sometimes. You'll see him just do different things, but they're all able to push and drag bunt as well.
1-2 pitch to Stelly. Morgan thought he got the 3rd strike, but didn't. How about this? Raging Cajuns went 13-2 at Teague-Moore Field at home in the conference. They went 10-5 on the road in the conference. 2-2 pitch, hit on the ground, going to get into center field for a base hit. That'll be hit number 1 for the Raging Cajuns.
How close was that to being a strikeout? The pitch before, not. Stays on this ball, drives it right back up the middle. Fastball away, gets to the top of it, gets rewarded for it.
Here's Lee Amadei. Amade making his 43rd start today. Pickoff move, chases back Stelly. Smacks foul.
We got a football loose.
Yeah, I see that. Down in that Old Dominion bullpen. You're seeing that a lot now. Not that it's new by any means, but just almost everybody. I see at games guys warming up. They've got like 15 guys out there throwing footballs now.
Well, I think it's fun, number one. Number two, it does have a purpose physically. That you're grabbing a bigger object, and so you can take the time to get loose, and creates a little more blood flow in all the hand and the arm, and when you swing it, you have a bigger object, so it helps you. Smaller objects you get more apt to create some tension in your arm. The bigger objects, the more fluid for you, throwing more mass. Really just helps you get your body loose.
0-2 called, third strike. Morgan gets.
Oldham did for Southern Miss, and pitching wise, getting them that deep into the game, and then Southern Miss really only using 2 pitchers, and then
Holman puts that on the ground to the second baseman Taylor, who throws him out.
But to your point, it's been pitch great. I mean, again, we've had a handful of big innings. We had 2 today, 1 in the 8th and 1 in the 6th in game 1 today for Troy, where they scored 6.
Yeah, they scored all their runs, had all but 1 of their hits for the entire game in the 6th inning. They had 7 hits in their victory against App State. 6 of them came in the 6th. Stallings hits that to the third baseman Amade, who flips it across. Low throw, and LaFleur had to go get it. 2 down.
That's kind of nice having a lengthy first baseman. Because he was just, it got to him so quick. That's one as a third base, you want to reset your feet or take a couple shuffle steps. He decided not to and just kind of sidearm it over there. LaFleur does a good job of reaching back into the line where the runner was coming and making the grab.
T.J. Aiken struck out swinging his first time up. Aiken is 0 for 5 so far in the tournament, with a couple of strikeouts. A lot of depth in that breaking ball for Chase Morgan. Didn't get the called strike right there. It's 2-1. Another breaking ball that gets tapped foul. Two-two pitch. Hit in the air to the shortstop, DeBarge. Easy play for him. 3 up, 3 down go the Monarchs in the 3rd. Here's Torres at the plate to start the 3rd for the Raging Cajuns. And if you ask any of those head coaches of those 5 teams involved, they don't right now. They just don't really care. They just want to be in.
Yeah, but I love Matt Deggs' attitude. Hey, we get to the championship, we win this thing, we may be hosting in Lafayette. I mean, let's bring it to our house.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, by no means is anything settled. I'm sure the committee has a strong idea of who the teams are going to be. But that said, it's, the pie's still in the oven.
Yep. It is.
It's not settled yet. There'll be some teams that move off the line and some teams that move in, either as tournament champions or just changing places with other at-large teams based on their performances here at the end of the season. Torres flies out to Waters in right field for out number 1. But the Cajuns, as you would expect, at 23-7 in the conference, 40 overall wins, they're pretty safe. I mean, there's nothing they can do to play themselves out of an NCAA regional right here. It's just a matter of do you end up, you know, where you end up being seeded. And again, I don't know that there's anything they do to play them off that 2-seed line.
No. Yes, I agree with you. It's not that they're going to be moved off that 2-seed, in my opinion, and yours as well. It's where they're going to be sent.
Yep.
If they didn't win this and get, if they win this, that puts them at least 44 wins, correct? And then maybe if they came to the loser back at 45. So, if in fact,
ball's going to get into left field for a base hit.
Broussard doing a good job of just squeezing that ball in between the shortstop and third baseman for Old Dominion. Coming off that ground hard on that dirt out in front. Picks up some momentum on that top spin and finds its way through there, pieces its way through there. Now they're going to have to navigate back through the top of the order with Trey LaFleur. But I just think that it's where you get sent, right? You could get to a number 1 seed overall, number 8 overall, or do you get sent to number 16?
Right.
So it does start to play, and it does start to matter.
Oh, it does matter. Yeah, in the past they've had, getting those matchups with LSU because they are regionals, so you get stacked up with, teams that are geographically close to you. For example, that last regional I was talking about, you got Clemson and South Carolina projected in that regional. Now, whether that happens or not, who knows?
Well, it's like for Texas State when I was here, we got matched up with UT twice. Every other year, and you almost want to just send us somewhere different, right? Send it. But you're right, it is regional play, and sometimes that comes into play whether you're in or out as well.
Yep. Throw reverse.
I don't think anybody wants to admit that, but I know that it does. I mean, and ultimately, we got left out one year. There were 4 times I felt like we were assured or should have been in. I don't know about assured ever. That's not probably the right word with this, but and geographically it didn't match up.
That's a foul ball.
That's what I'm saying. I'd like to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Or actually, no. I'd rather be on the committee. I would rather be in there and hear these conversations. I did catch him on that shin guard, which is why you wear them.
No balls and 2 strikes to LaFleur. Struck out swinging his first time up. Fouls this one off. Yeah, LSU's making a push here late in the season. They've knocked off Georgia and now Kentucky in consecutive days in the SEC tournament. They run-ruled Kentucky today. The 0-2 pitch missed. That's a team that a lot of the NCAA projections, they had them as a 3 seed somewhere. That's hard to imagine, right?
Yeah.
You're not buying it, right?
I'm not buying it. And again, I'm not for or against anybody in that discussion. I just know what I think in those situations.
LaFleur smacks that on the ground. It goes to Tyser. He goes to second and gets the out there just in time.
I got to think they're going to challenge this.
Got hung up in his glove there and trying to get the ball to Kyle Edwards. It was almost too late to get there.
Yeah, I think this is closer than that. I think they've got to go look at this. And that's exactly what they're going to go do. It hung up, and in his glove.
He's safe.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, we got to go with that inconclusive again. And
victory, and they salvaged one game out of that series.
yeah, and look, baseball's crazy, right? There's a lot of different things, and I think that I hope the people fans from Troy take this the right way, because I'm talking about the Raging Cajun team. If you've ever given up a 6 spot in the 9th to tie the game, you know, you're thinking to yourself, okay, we're 3 outs away. Let's get this done. Let's get on the bus. Let's go home. And then all of a sudden you give it up, and the home team comes back and ties the game up. And then you come back and win.
Yeah, that's huge.
I think it's a personality trait, you know, you could have at that point gone, hey, we got, you know, oh my gosh, we just gave up a 6-run lead. You know, what do we got? But no, sir. I mean, with the Raging Cajuns, I mean, that's just their personality. Let's get moving. This young man right here, as you were just talking about, came up with a huge one. And so, man, I think it's personality. I think it's perseverance. I think there's so many things to that. And again, to Troy's credit, they fought back and got the 6 runs.
So Old Dominion still leading 1-0 on strength of Kenny Lavari's first inning home run. But an excellent opportunity for the Raging Cajuns right here to erase that advantage. There's a strike to Connor Higgs. It's 0-1. Flew out to left field his first time up. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Blake Morgan looks back at the runner, and the 0-2 pitch. Got him on a big strikeout from Blake Morgan. Strikeout number 3 for Morgan.
I'm going to get another look at this. Acted like a changeup, like a left changeup. Got him out front. The ball sunk away or down from his barrel.
Well, here's that man, Kyle DeBarge, grounded out to short his first time up. Batting with 2 aboard. Goes after the first pitch and bounces it. Lavari on the run, throws, and got him. So Lavari getting it.
Well, they dominated the awards, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, they dominated the season. There's Kyle Edwards. That's not to say that some other teams didn't have fine seasons. Southern Miss has come on strong late. Troy was hot. James Madison finished as a 4 seed. One of their best seasons in over a decade. Ball is hit into left field. Let's see if this is going to be extra bases for Edwards. Easily reaches standing up. No throw necessary. And Edwards is in there with a stand-up double to get the inning started here in the 4th. That's his 19th double of the season.
Now Edwards doing a good job of not swinging early in the count. Gets a pitch that he can handle. He had to go back to the middle part of the plate. Got the pitch. Just because you get the pitch doesn't mean you're always going to land on it and hit it. You got to have a good swing. You got to be prepared for it. He was. He put a good swing on it for a double.
Got a visit here to the mound. That was just the second hit of the day for Old Dominion. The first was this guy, Kenny Lavari, over the right field wall in the first inning to give the Monarchs a 1-0 lead that they still enjoy here in the top of the 4th. So the visit was quick.
Well, the guy that went out and visited with him Leger, very similar type pitchers, by the way.
Gunnar Leger.
Better believe it, man. You talking about a nightmare. I have nightmares still. Wake up sweating thinking I got to go face him the next day. That guy was so good.
One of the finest college pitchers I ever witnessed play. Unfortunately, injuries caught up with him late in his career, but Leger was lights out. Morgan looks back at second, 0-1 pitch.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Gunnar Leger needed to dial up a fastball way to either side of the plate. He could. I'm convinced he could have done it with his eyes closed.
0-2 pitch outside. 1-2.
Never saw much emotion out of him. It was just the same guy as soon as he got out there as when he walked off. Occasionally big moments he'd get fired up, but he just locked in, laser focused.
Spin move back as Edwards gets back after starting the inning with a double. They've got a Lavari homer, they've got an Edwards double, and now Lavari's back up at the plate again after that Edwards double. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to the right side. It's going to trickle by Morgan. Edwards touches second. Here he comes. He will score without a throw, and Old Dominion has a 2-0 lead.
Oh, I tell you what, that's what his fourth good at bat where he's landed on a pull side ball that gives him a chance to do what he likes to do. Gets that barrel out in front. We get another look at it right here. Look at him get out in front. Shows his hand strength by staying on it long enough, driving it back through the middle. I mean, just out of the reach of Taylor.
He's got 4 hits in the tournament already, and he's driven in a couple of runs. And Boucher, or Luke Waters, pardon me, sends that down into the bullpen. He struck out his first time up. Waters still looking to get something going there. All conference outfielders 0 for 4. Does have a walk and a stolen base in the tournament. In there for a strike. Waters, you see his reaction. He slumps his shoulders and shakes his head. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Waters. Drives that one to left field. It's going to hit and go to the wall. That's going to be cut off before it gets to the wall. And coming around third base, throw to the plate and safe as Lavari hustled around third base on the double by Waters, and it's 3-0.
Well, Morgan doesn't make a whole lot of 0-2 mistakes, and he does here. See this pitch, leaves it out in the middle, elevated. Good job of offense right here. And again, the Cajuns playing a gap defense with their outfielders, and it's hard to split those gaps when they've got those corner outfielders pushed towards center field. But he was able to.
Here's Tyser, struck out looking his first time up. Monarchs have gone double, single, double to start this inning, and they've knocked in 2 runs as a result. We do have activity in the Cajuns bullpen. Been getting hot for a while now. 0-1 pitch to Tyser is hit foul. How about this? Monarchs 3-0 lead on Louisiana here in the second round. Long way to go, I know.
We do.
Old Dominion picked up their first ever Sun Belt tournament victory last night when they beat South Alabama. They were one and done here last year, getting beat by James Madison in the play-in round.
Tice are here, and obviously you'd love a hit. But your worst case scenario is you got to get a ball to the right side and get that runner 90 feet closer to home with less than 2 outs. And
here's the 1-2 pitch to Ticer. He does have the 1 RBI singled here in this tournament so far. But the thing that typically has been his bugaboo all season has crept up here too. He struck out 3 times already in the tournament. Facing a 2-2 count with Waters off the bag at second. Missed high 3-2.
Again, if you're Ticer, you don't want to strike out here. Get the ball in play. Find a way to work hard to get a hit. If not, again, move him over.
Ball 4. How much longer do they keep Morgan in the game? This inning has gone double, single, double walk.
Man, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what they had planned for him. They're going to make the move now.
Yep, here comes the change right now. So pitching change coming up for the Cajuns right here. Out first, and here's Boucher. And he has struck out 4 times in the tournament. And you got to wonder how much of the broken nose is a distraction for him.
Yeah, it would be for me.
I know it would be for me. Wearing that protective mask. I mean, just having the mask in front of your face and trying to see a pitch, it's got to be tough. 1-0 pitch is 1-1. Forget the fact that your nose is busted too.
Yeah, you got an object coming at you as well. You got to be tough. I mean, baseball players sometimes aren't thought of as some of the toughest, and that's not true. They are, because you got a flying object at 95 miles an hour coming at you, and that's just, people can say what they want. They can go, oh, I could do that. Well, okay, let's see it, because trying to hit that little white baseball with that bat right there, the ball moving, is not easy to do.
1-2 pitch outside. It's now 2-2 to Boucher. You think back to what the Cajuns were able to do last year, coming through the losers bracket and getting to the championship final. Beat Coastal twice on semifinal Saturday, and their bullpen was such a huge part of their success a year ago. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Tap fouls. Going to stay 2-2. But Matt Deggs admitted to us when we talked to him coming into the tournament, he's going to be managing this tournament with one eye on this tournament and one eye towards the regional.
One. Sure.
You got to set things up. Yeah.
He's earned that. He wants to go win that regional.
He's earned that flexibility there. 2-2 pitch, so you don't have to burn out your pitching. Last 2 years in 2022, they won this tournament championship and got into an NCAA regional. They wouldn't have gotten in had they not won the tournament championship. Last year, they made a run in this tournament that probably got them into a regional as an at-large. Ball 4, bases loaded. And you know, Coach, in a weird kind of way, and of course you always want to win that championship. You get the banner, you get the trophy, the kids get the rings. In a weird kind of way, getting an at-large, though, in a Sun Belt conference, that's a big deal, because that's almost validation of your program. And
that's huge. No, absolutely.
It's the rest of the world saying you belong.
That's right. No, it's huge. The corners are going to have to go to the plate with this.
Pitch inside to Meyer with the bases loaded here. Man, Monarchs with a golden opportunity to blow this thing open, or at least knock a lid off of it. See if they can take advantage. Meyer takes the pitch inside. That's going to be called a strike.
You got the middle back. They're playing for 2. They'll trade 2 for 1. 2 outs for a run scored. Corners are going to go which way the ball takes it. Now the first baseman's going to go to the plate with it on the ground.
2 balls and a strike to the Monarchs. Let's see if they can cash in. Called strike at the knees. It's 2-2.
Oh, good pitch. A fastball. It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Down and in to left-handed hitter. Good angle to it. Good location.
2-2 for McGehee. Ball 3. No place to put him. Three-two pitch. Hit on the ground. Short hop. Taylor's going to take it and toss to LaFleur at the last moment and get the out there. Run score. That was close to being a disastrous play, but Taylor and LaFleur showed their calmness and got the play done.
Yeah, they knew they had to go get it out. That ball was hit in an unusual place when it bounded off that dirt so high. Matt, he goes straight, hits it straight down. Taylor's got to go get it. You're right. He hustles over there, and they needed an out, right? They got an out. Now they're going to bring the infield in, try to cut the runner off at third.
Holman sends it to left field, and that is a fair ball. Tyser scores. Boucher scores. Double for Holman, and it's 6-0 Old Dominion.
Well, I think when he first hit this, he didn't know if it was going to stay fair or not. Does a good job of backsideing this ball, hitting it down the line, stays on it, gets his hands in between it. Oh, it's a good piece of hitting. Then it hits and just spins right up into the bleachers.
Ground rule double. Wow, 2-run double for Holman, plating Tyser and Boucher, and a 6-0 lead for Old Dominion here in the top of the 4th. Wow, this is huge for Old Dominion. They've built themselves a nice, comfortable cushion for Blake Morgan. Win here, they would get into the winner's bracket tomorrow night against either James Madison or Georgia Southern.
That's catcher's interference. I thought I heard click, click.
And that's what Maverick Stallings is arguing, that his bat hit the glove, hit the mid of the catcher, which would be catcher's interference. And they're gonna
ask.
5 runs already in here in the top of the 4th as Old Dominion has jumped out to a 6-0 lead on the regular season champs. Aiken is 0 for 2 in this game, and now he's 1 for 3. Runner comes around third. Here comes Holman. Throw's going to be cut off, and it's 7-0 Old Dominion.
Sometimes you get in innings like this. It rains, it pours. That's one of those 3-step rules where the ball is 3 steps one way or another. Could have been a double play. Instead, it's 3 steps to the left, back up the middle, and hit hard enough back up the middle that it's an RBI single.
Big base hit up the middle for TJ Aiken. First base hit of the tournament for him. Drives in his 14th run of the season. And they have officially batted around as Kyle Edwards is batting for the 2nd time in this inning. He started the inning with a double. That was long ago against Blake Morgan. They went double, single, double, walk, got him out of the game. So all 4 of those runs charged to Blake Morgan, and then 2 more runs in this inning have been charged to McGehee. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2.
Raging Cajuns about right now would love a 6-4-3 or a 4-6-3 double play to get the momentum stopped.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Edwards, reaches out and pokes it foul down the right field line. Chris Finwood called Edwards one of the best shortstops he's ever coached. Bat kind of a work in progress for him. And he strokes this one to center field. Staley has it. That's out number 2. With Aiken holding at first base. So 2 down in the inning now. And Lavari's going to bat. He had an RBI single earlier in this inning.
You finally get to 2 outs, and get a fly ball to maybe slow a little bit of momentum down, and Lavari comes up, who's been their hottest hitter of this tournament. That's an under. I mean, he was just dynamite.
And Lavari goes after the first pitch from Marshall and sends it into the seats. After a slow start to the season, has been able to jump that batting average up to 271. Hit his 10th homer of the season back in the first. Torres blocks and keeps in front. Stallings down at second and Aiken at first. 1-1 pitched. Checked his swing. Count goes 2-1. Matt Stewart along with Coach Ty Harrington. We are in game 3 out of 4 in this second round. Got 4 more coming up tomorrow. The first 2 will be elimination games. 2-1 pitch. And barring a dramatic change in circumstances, looks like the Raging Cajuns will be playing in one of those elimination games.
Well, that's possible, but I would never count them out. Look, these guys are so gritty, so tough, and I'm sure right now, if you went over and asked even Old Dominion, they would probably feel the same. I mean, you don't.
2-2 hit on the ground. Morgan backhands, tossed to second and DeBarge, and the inning comes to a close. But what an inning for Old Dominion as they hang a 6th spot on the board.
Cajuns now chasing runs.
Yeah, they got to get some offense going here. They've had only 3 hits so far in this game. 2-out single by Stelly in the second. 1-out single by Broussard in the third. They had another one in there somewhere. Might have scored that LaFleur. I think they might have changed that to a base hit for him. John Taylor leading off the 4th inning and smacks that one into right field for a base hit. So the Raging Cajuns begin working on their comeback.
He gets into 0-2 count immediately, real quick in the at-bat. All of a sudden, he finds a pitch elevated that he liked, gets to the top of it, pulls it down the right field line, showing tremendous hustle and attitude coming out of the box, rounding first base, as the Cajuns are known for.
Here's Pastor. And we might have a pitching change for Old Dominion. You saw.
Yep. All these coaches, that's what they're paid to do. They see him every day. They practice with them. They know their physicality. They know their pitch counts. They know what it looks like when it's good and what it looks like when it's not so good.
Here's Pastor. Yeah, I find it amazing how you coaches, I'm going to lump you in there with them. I mean, you can just sit there and they can look, and it doesn't matter whether it's a base hit or whether it's a walk or whatever. They can just look at the pitch and where it, is it flattening out? Does it have the same movement on it that it typically should have in this situation? What's the velo look like?
Yeah, there's a lot to that. You just see something every day, right? You see how the ball rotates out of their hand. You go in with a mindset. Pastor strikes out. You go in with a mindset of you know, if he does this, then I think we need to make a move, and that's all in your, you know, your pre-game meetings with your coaches. And again, sometimes in college baseball, we're known for making our moves later than we should before. Reactive instead of proactive is what I mean by that. Professional baseball, it's proactive, right? They know now they got more arms, and they're more. When I say more arms, they're proven. This is what they can. This is what they're paid to do. This is what they're set up to do. But sometimes in college baseball, it's reactive.
Strike thrown to Stelly. Taylor was credited with the stolen base right there to get to second base on that ball that squibbed away from the catcher Holman. So he's in scoring position, trying to get the Cajuns their first run of the game. Stelly goes right side, and that's going to be a foul ball. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. Stelly singled his first time up, swings and misses. The open base runs down to first. They throw him out, 2 down.
You might be seeing why they wanted to bring him in so soon. Back-to-back strikeouts and on breakers.
He has struck out Pastor and Stelly after Morgan gave up the leadoff single to Taylor. And here's Amadei. Amadei hits it to the right side, backhanded by the second baseman. Stallings throws him out. And Luke Waters goes after the first pitch, hits it on the ground to DeBarge for out number 1.
You can see DeBarge ranging over to his left. It's so much fun to watch good infielders. And look, I'm an ex-infielder, so it makes it even that much more personal for me. But I just have enjoyed watching those guys make good pass, good steps to the baseball, clean. They get to it. They throw on the run with confidence and ease. Just make the game look so much fun and easy. And it's not as easy as they make it.
Tyser walked and scored in that 6-run fourth inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch to him outside. 2 balls and a strike to Tyser.
Man, that's a good fastball. I'm going to tell you what, and again, his walks are up this year, and maybe it's the Sunbelt tournament he likes so much, but that is a good-looking fastball. You'll hear coaches talk about fastballs. It's got late action. It's got ride to it. It's got high spin rate. It's got this. It's got that. And you can see the Cajuns in their shift defense, but that fastball press you down. What I mean by that, it just presses on your barrel. I mean, it's just hard to get extended.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Tyser. And I think it hit him on the forearm, on the back arm. And that was back arm, and he's going to be aboard with 1 down.
He's going to walk it off, but I'm going to, that's just, oh, it's right in that, that tender, right under the forearm. I guarantee you, your fingers are numb. He's a tough young man. You can see his hand. He was moving around. You see his hand shaking, as anybody's would, by the way. They're going to bring the coaches and a trainer out. Yeah, I'm all right, Coach. I'm all right. You don't have a big enough truck to take me out of here right now. He needs a helmet, or
I think, yeah, he wants to get a new helmet.
it had tape on it, so that might be. He gets hit in the elbow, in the forearm, and he needs to get a new helmet. And somewhere along the way, somebody, a first base umpire, the home plate somebody tells us, "Son, you got to get a new helmet. You get tape on the other one. We can't have that." But oh, by the way, how's your forearm?
Well, he's had tape on it, I mean, for the first 2 games of this tournament.
I know, and you know it, but I
Somebody just saw it for the first time or something?
I guess.
Here's Boucher. Walked his last time up, takes a strike from Marshall. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1.
Torres does a good job catching that ball. That ball was off the plate. Does a good job of trying to drag it back.
1-1 pitch. Did he check his swing? Apparently he did. They appeal down to first and they agree. It's 2-1. Hit in the air. Looks like the center fielder going to step in front of the left fielder as Stelly puts it away.
And that's what I mean by I'm not doing a good job explaining when I tell somebody that fastball's pressing on him. Hey, that ball's in on him, and it just surprises you so much. It's hard to get extended, and he just press on that barrel, and all you can do is hit a weak fly ball or a fly ball out into the outfield. And no disrespect to the hitters. I mean, it's just hard to do. That's a 90-plus fastball just, hammering down on you.
Steven Meyer 0 for 2, drove in a run with a ground out. Back in that 6-run inning, right back up the middle. My goodness, knocked Marshall down, and a base hit from Meyer.
He's got something for that fastball. I tell you what, he just spun that thing. That's scary. Again, watch out. We got the perfect camera angle. Look at this.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Yeah, if Marshall doesn't move his head, he gets hit right in it.
Well, I think it blocked DeBarge. I think it kind of caught him by surprise because it went right past him. And plus it was hit so hard.
Here's Evan Holman, had a 2-run double his last time up, kind of the back-breaking hit in that big 6-run inning.
Nice play right there. I mean, let me tell you something about that. These young coaches, they get fired up. They go over and run over and field those ground balls. They gave him a smile on his face, right? That thing would have hit him in the hand a little bit harder. That smile would have been turned upside down. I could turn it back around however you want to look at it. And the older you get, you finally just start swaying out of the way, move it out of the way.
Strikeout for Marshall as he gets Holman swinging.
But 4 to 12 and 11, just how good this conference is, and look, how much resources people are putting into baseball now, right? And particularly in this conference, and the emphasis they're putting on it. And I know people sometimes don't like when I say this, and I just believe it. It's my own thoughts. People can tell me I'm wrong. It's a Power 5 type baseball conference. Yeah. It is. I mean,
it is. Torres puts a shock into that one, but right at the left fielder, Aiken for out number 1.
Well, he does. He lands on this, hits this ball well. gets a pitch he can get the barrel to, puts a good swing on it. And once in a while, the game of baseball gets in the way. There's 9 defenders out there for a reason.
See the Raging Cajuns 40-16, 23-7 regular season champs. The RPI is 36. And Broussard batting, number 9 hitter. And going back to the graphic we showed you coming into the inning, where there's been 4 teams the last 2 years getting the NCAAs, 2022 and 2023. Let's point out that 6 different teams. Not the same 4 teams both years, but 6 different teams out of the 4 berths the last 2 seasons. Broussard is thrown out. Two down in the 5th.
Cajuns never give their offense. I'm telling you. Look, they're down 7. They're scratching base runners. They're still push button. If you show it to them that you're going to play back, they're going to try to take it, try to take advantage of it. Whether it's at third base on the corner, whether it's on the right side.
Here's LaFleur. Reached on a single back in the 3rd inning. Only 4 hits for the Raging Cajuns so far today. They have been handcuffed by the combination of Morgan and Moore. 0-2 pitch. Got him. And Moore strikes out another. Raging Cajuns 2. It's going to be J.R. Tollett, making only his 4th appearance of the season. So this is what you see quite often in games that, you know, the scores like this, 7-0 getting to the 6th. Rather than use a frontline arm, you go a little bit deeper into your bullpen and give a guy a shot. And that's going to be off the glove of DeBarge, and I'm thinking that's likely a base hit there for Stallings to start the inning.
Well, in my mind, that's a base hit. I'm not really sure. I mean, if somebody wants to rule that an error, they're going to have to convince me they can go out there and make the play themselves. But now, if there is a person who can make this play, or a type of person, it's going to be DeBarge. But that ball's hit hard and just past the third baseman to his backhand side.
They do score that a base hit for Stallings, and here's Aiken looking to put down a bunt. He picked up his first hit of the tournament in his previous at-bat back in that big 4th inning when the Monarchs sent 11 men to the plate. And the run rule has kind of changed this, at least in my mind, how head coaches manage the end of a game. When you get a 7-0 lead, you're in the 6th. You run a guy out there. I'm not saying you're putting up the white flag, but what you're doing is you're putting one of your guys from deeper in the bullpen out there. We need you to go get some outs and cover some innings here, because we can't afford to burn through some of our frontline pitchers in this situation.
100%. Sometimes you're buying time with somebody that you haven't used as much to allow your offense possibly to get back in it, but not burn your best guys, because you may have to live to get to the next day.
Yep.
The next days, you know, multiple.
Called strike 3. And Tollett gets the strikeout. That's his 4th of the season in 2 1/3 innings of work.
Good looking breaker right here. I tell you what, I thought, truthfully, 2 pitches before I thought were close to a strike, but he comes back to it. That breaker's got good action.
That ball is smoked into the corner, and it is a foul ball. Kyle Edwards, who had the double to get that 6-run 4th inning jump started, was trying to fish down in that corner. See if he couldn't come up with a big hit. 0-1 pitch. on the corner for a strike, and it's 0-2.
I want to give that strike to Torres. All right, I mean, that ball's angling away from him. He gets that thumber out, gets underneath it, drags that back into the umpire's vision for a strike. That's a 50-50 pitch, meaning ball or strike, either one.
Dirt ball, no advancement by the Monarchs base runner. You know, Torres, his family was finally able to come see him play at the start of this season. It had been 5 years since he had seen his family. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3.
And I wasn't trying to interrupt what you were saying there. It just, when I was saying, God, I just find that fascinating. It's so hard to believe, but in the commitment, you see that breaker out there on the outer edge of the plate, another one of those 50-50 pitches, and Torres doing a good job of framing it or dragging it, however you want to call it. I just can't, it's hard to imagine not seeing your family for that long, right? And them not seeing their kid.
Here's Lavari. Ball squibs away, but Torres able to get on top of it. Yeah, he's from Panama, and then he moved to South Florida, went to Miami Christian, from there San Jacinto College, before hooking up with the Raging Cajuns. 1-0 pitch from Tollett, in there for a strike. He's not done a bad job here. He had an ERA of 27. Of course, he gave up 6 earned runs in 2 innings. Small sample size, making just his 4th appearance of the season. That ball is hit to Taylor. Throws out Lavari. That's the end of the inning.
Zoom in on it. They even make that mascot, the biscuit, look like it's something that even though it's animated, it makes you kind of go, well, that looks kind of good.
It's Connor Higgs. Story to tell about that biscuit mascot. I used to call minor league baseball on television for Comcast Sports Southeast, and we would do games in Montgomery. At the time, they were the AA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays. Had some of the top prospects in all of the country playing for their team at the time. But anyway, went in the gift shop one day when I was there on the road trip, got myself a little biscuit mascot, brought it home to my daughter, my youngest daughter that is, who's now a 26-year-old veterinary doctor, and it was her favorite little toy for forever and ever. She loved that little thing. It's a fuzzy little biscuit with a pat of butter for its tongue.
They make it look good, I'm telling you. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a good-looking breaker. And he just keeps running that breaker in there, and it is special right now. They're taking really bad swings or getting bad looks at it.
DeBarge at the plate takes a strike. He is 0 for 2 in this game. Dropped his average to .358. What a heck of a season for Kyle DeBarge. No doubt at 5'9", 175, he got a lot of no's along the way. People not believing because of his size or lack thereof that wasn't going to be a big leaguer. And I tell you what, he's got a post pinned on his Twitter account from when he was a kid, before he even signed with the Raging Cajuns, I believe. He goes, I'm keeping this tweet to prove to everybody one day when I'm a big leaguer, they can all go back and look at it. I'm going to be a big leaguer someday, and it looks like he's certainly going to be a pro ball player. We know that. Now, whether he makes it to the majors or not, but certainly as a young man that's rated as high as the #1 college shortstop in the country by D1 baseball, he's going to have some doors open for him if he can get it done in the pro level.
He's good. He's good. I wouldn't bet against him, would you?
No.
Look, and I've seen a bunch of them play this game, and sometimes, you know, professional baseball's job is to evaluate size and talent and all those things. And You get a little carried away with it every once in a while.
Edwards deep in the hole, guns down. Taylor for out number 3 as the Cajuns go 1-2 Webb. All the rest of them were 2-1s or 1-2s. There's out number 1 as Waters is retired.
I thought Tollett was going to go over there and underhand that like everybody else teaches them not to overhand that ball when it's hit right back to you, but never you mind. He gets the out. Makes a great pitch. He's thrown the ball well since he's been in the game.
He has, very well. And Tyser lifts that one to deep right field, and turning around, Broussard has it for out number 2.
About 2 pitches, 2 outs. It's comfortable when you've got a 7-run lead. You can be aggressive. At some point, I mean, you got to take a little bit of time. I think we're going to see the coach call timeout. You got to have some time. You've got a pitcher that, I mean, people that have never pitched before, they don't understand it. It's physical exertion when you're on the mound. Like if you're standing in your living room doing aerobics or doing, some kind of, physical fitness, and you all of a sudden after you make about 4 or 5 moves, you're kind of like, I'm short of breath, right? Well, pitching's similar. And so that was a coach move to tell him, hey, look, we got to buy some time, and you're not swinging at this pitch, by the way, either, Alex. You're going to have to take this one, and then we'll go to the next one.
Boucher is 0 for 2 in this game. There's ball 1. Tapped on the infield. DeBarge has it on an easy hop and throws him out. 3 up, 3 down go the Monarchs in the top. Pastor leading off the inning for the Cajuns and takes a strike inside. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Ben Moore. Hit in the air to deep right field, going back to the wall, and a jumping catch right there in the corner where that bubble meets the wall. Nice play by Waters for out number 1.
Well, that little bubble almost got in the way, but he was able to, what's the right word, manipulate his body around it and catch at the same time. Look at him put it off to the side of him and make the catch. One thing I've noticed too is I noticed Coach Deggs is back in the dugout now with his offense on the field. I think he's doing trying to coach his bunch about, hey, our approach is this, what we're doing right, this is what we're doing wrong. I can look through there and see him now inside that batter's steps when they go to home plate. I think he got a little frustrated with the balls that they were pulling. And then you see Pastor take the first swing, and that was a good swing, by the way. He drove that ball to right field. You can see Coach Deggs in the background, or you could there briefly if he's on that steps. Hands on his knees. I'm telling you, he's always ready.
Count is 1-2 to Stelly. Raging Cajuns have not been shut out this season. There's a called strikeout.
Oh, that's just good stuff. I mean, they were throwing fastballs and breakers away. Now they've changed the pattern. Watch he just come in there and dart this thing in there on the inner half.
5 strikeouts for Moore in 11 batters. He's gone 3 2/3, scoreless, hitless. And Holman, did the bat get him?
Now the ball got him.
The ball got him.
Look at that grimace on his face. Watch this right here. You want to be a catcher? Oh my goodness, it bounced off that dirt, came back, got him on his knee right above the shin guard. And you know what? You got about 25 seconds. Look in there, and here we go again. Look at him.
Here's the 0-1 pitch to Amade. Yeah, Cajuns have not been shut out this season in their 56 games. They did shut out Old Dominion twice in the 3-game series in which they played, and then they run-ruled them in the other game. I think Old Dominion scored a total of 3 runs in their series that they played in Lafayette.
Well, that's what's so incredible about this game, so beautiful about this game. You just don't know. Just a lot of it's pushed forward by the guys on the mound, dictated by the guys on the mound, but surrounded by the guys at the plate and defense. There's so many details of this game that affect it, obviously, and that's why when people say you're only as good as your last game, there's some truth in that in baseball.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. This low. Counts now 3-2. So Old Dominion scored more in the 4th inning here today than they scored in 3 games against them back early in the season. 3-2 pitch. Might have swung at ball 4 right there as Amade hit it foul.
I mean, I think of baseball every time I hear somebody use that old saying, so you're saying I got a chance. I just think baseball is, every baseball player believes that. That's how they live their life. If you're going to be in that dugout, that's how you live your life.
3-2 is driven other way and out of play. You see the Old Dominion rivals, James Madison, they're sitting up in the stands over on the left field side. 3-2 pitch. That ball is hit down the line, going to be foul. I wonder if you get any points if you hit a moving train.
Yeah, I'm sure it's discussed often enough.
You know what,
particularly some of those minor league deals when they after a couple of beers.
Hit the bull, get a free steak. Amade's aboard. That'll be the first base runner that Moore has allowed since coming on in the 4th.
Wow, let me tell you what, that's a good at-bat. That's not a give-up at-bat right there. I'm down 7 runs. I'm going to fight for my team to get back on base somehow, some way. They hadn't had, as you just mentioned, they hadn't had any base runners.
Here's Torres. There's a strike to Torres.
Well, Moore's fastball is just, whew. That's good. That's got good action to it. Last 4 or 5 feet of it. Got good rotation.
0-1 pitch. Nearly hit him. Ball gets away. Advancing to second base goes Amade. He is only the 2nd base runner for the Cajuns to get to second base tonight. Pitch. One, two, tap foul. You can see the ballpark here at Riverwalk Stadium is built in a train motif. You can see we got the tracks out beside the ballpark, and it's built to look kind of like a train depot. Very classic looking stadium. 1-2 pitch, hit foul. This is the 4th season that they've held the Sun Belt tournament here. It was actually going to be the 5th, but 2020 got wiped out, as you know. So 21, 22, 23, and now 24. It's been 4 seasons in a row. And the 1-2 pitch to Torres. Hit on the ground to the second baseman. Stallings throws him out. Cajuns are done in the 7th.
But now they'd all be for it because it's just college baseball, metal bats. A lot of things go into that you never really are comfortable.
Here's Stephen Meyer. Well, heck, if they could get 3 more runs, they could finish this game off in the 8th.
Well, they could, yeah. And then they'd have to hold them for sure, yeah.
The 1-0 pitch. I've been a big fan of the run rule and its adoption by the conferences. I know for a long time conferences stayed away from it. I think it's been a great addition to the game.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. I mean, sometimes you're down 12 and you don't want to burn anybody else up on your mound or anywhere. You know, you're like, let's just, 10-run rule takes care of that. You don't have to worry about it. Now, in your ego, there's a bruise, sure, once in a while, but, not very long, to be honest with you. I mean, honestly, not very long. You get past it pretty quick and you move on like we were just talking about. You move to the next moment.
Bouncer to the first baseman, and Tollett got over there and covered the bag.
Well,
that's a fine play right there.
That's an unreal play.
He caught that thing on the run like a wide receiver running a slant pattern.
And Matt, sorry for cutting in. Yeah, right. That's an unreal play. LaFleur ranges way over to his right, and what you really want to do is you want to make that ball when you're throwing to first base go up, not down. He throws him a down angle throw. Watch that ball's kind of going down at his knees. Well, Tollett makes a really athletic play.
Evan Holman, 2-run double for him back in that big 4th inning. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Count now 1-2. Breaking ball is hammered into right field down into the corner. Holman, ball is dropped out there by Broussard. Holman is digging for third base, and he is going to reach sliding. How about that? The big catcher with a double, and we'll see if they score that a double and an error or a triple.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hit, and he gets a breaker running into him, Matt. He does a good job of keeping that ball fair, too, by the way. A lot of times those breakers coming into you can't keep it fair. He misplays it out in right field. I'll tell you what, he was running out of gas. And he got to it, and then he got smoked looked like in the ribs on the relay throw.
They're going to score that a triple for Holman. Strike 1 from Tollett. Stallings at the plate. Been on base twice here today. Single and reached on a catcher's interference. He's 1 for 2. And the 0-2 pitch to Stallings hit him on the shoulder. And now he's aboard, runners at the corners.
Well, he's certainly wasn't trying to hit him. That's for sure. The runner on third base and 2 strikes. He was trying to elevate a fastball. Just got out of his hand early. Was trying to get him to chase an elevated heater. But now, I mean, you do have a double play set up possibly in the middle. We're going to see a pitching change.
Gunnar Leger, the pitching coach, out there. Let's see if they make. Aiken is 1 for 8 in the tournament. Pitch to Aiken, drives it over on the left side and out of play. RBI single for Aiken back in the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch to Aiken. Missed outside, it's 2-1. Chris Finwood thinks this young man's going to be a fantastic player in the league. Batting in the leadoff spot. They inserted him into the starting lineup about midway through the season. 2-1 pitch, solid shot to Taylor, throws to first, gets the double play. And that will end the inning as Cash comes here and closes the door. And Tollett's going to.
Yeah, that's my point. This is their plan. This is what they do.
And the first pitch to the Cajuns here to begin this inning is a pop-up down the line, and Stallings has it and puts it away for out number 1. As Robichaux was pinch hitting for Broussard, and he's retired.
Well, that's a good play by Stallings. I kept waiting for Waters to come in behind him. Call him off because that ball hung up there a really long time.
I mean, listen to these stat lines for the Old Dominion pitchers as LaFleur goes after the first pitch and hits it to deep center field, and it's gone, and LaFleur has broken up the shutout. So LaFleur cranks it deep to center field, and now it's a 7-1 game.
Well, they get a first pitch out, and Coach Deggs turns LaFleur loose. Whew, I mean, he gets in behind this. Oh my goodness, those long arms and the leverage. Oh my goodness, what a swing. And my point was, they get a quick out, and then they're going to let him swing, and he makes it count.
11th home run and RBI number 38. Makes it a 7-1 game here in the 8th. And here's Connor Higgs. The left-handers had so much success against the Cajuns. And Higgs sends this one to deep center field, but looks like this is going to be playable for Meyer out there, and it is. Out number 2. Yeah, the 2 left-handers were just dominating against this Raging Cajuns lineup. Morgan went 3 scoreless, gave up 4 hits with 3 strikeouts and threw 45 pitches. And Moore went 4 scoreless, hitless with 1 walk, 5 strikeouts and 47 pitches. So almost an even split of pitches between the first pitcher and the second pitcher.
Oh, I'm sure they've got it planned out. Number of pitches, innings, who goes next. They sit down, they get that strategized out.
And that ball is hit to left field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. And Kyle DeBarge has his first hit of the tournament. It's going to be a double.
he wasn't going to be denied. This ball lands in the middle of the plate. Too good a hitter, too good a player. Gets a pitch that he can drives it into the gap for a double. They're not going to give any at-bats away.
17th double of the season for DeBarge, and here's John Taylor. So they've not been fooled by Holobets. Holobets can ride it up there to 96, probably more sitting in the low 90 range. Tries to pitch at the top of the zone. He's a guy that was in their starting rotation to begin the season. Taylor gives this a ride to right field, and that's going to clear the wall. Two-run homer, John Taylor, and it's a 7-3 game.
Yeah, he climbs all over this heater too, and that's all we've seen so far. We haven't seen any secondary. Everything's been hard. On Taylor, gets right in the middle of this thing. You know, we've watched this young man grow up from a year ago, and how much more physical he's gotten, but well, he just blasts that out to right field. That's 3 out of the 4 balls that have been hit right on the screws.
9 home runs now for Taylor, 34 and 35 RBI.
And this is how they do it. We'll see how it ends.
Here's Pastor. Cajuns have trimmed 3 runs off that 7-run deficit. There's a strike to Pastor.
Gotta think we're gonna see a secondary pitch here in a second. It's been nothing but fastball so far.
Another fastball. It's 0-2.
Well, maybe I was wrong. We're not going to see anything but fastballs.
Nothing but.
This is his pitch. If that's his pitch, that's what you do, then that's what you do.
Here's the 1-2 pitch.
Look like a little bit of a cutter. Something different to that one than a straight.
Kyle Edwards will lead off the inning for Old Dominion. Got a double today and scored. He's 1 for 3 for today. And he's 1 for 6 in the tournament. He goes after the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Let me correct that. He's 1 for 4 today. So that makes him 1 for 7 in the tournament. Georgia Southern and James Madison coming up. That game will start about 45 minutes following the conclusion of this one.
I'm excited. Well, I'm excited anyway because I get to watch baseball and I get to call these games. That does more for me than you can imagine. But I haven't seen James Madison much this year. And you know, I've talked about him on our podcast. And by the way, thanks for all your work on the podcast. You put that together with the SIDs. You guys do such an unreal job of that.
Don't sell yourself short. You're our expert.
Yeah, well, that's the easy part.
You're
right?
the expert opinion.
Yeah, that's the easy part. Well, an opinion's an opinion, right? We all, you know what our dads all told us about our opinions, but.
One down in the inning. Here's Kenny Lavari, our Hercules Tires strong move of the game, came back in the first inning. And that was actually his RBI single in the fourth. The strong move of the game was going to be the home run that he hit, but that was a pretty strong move too.
It was. Well, what I was going to finish that. I mean, we got some baseball left in this one, not to get too far ahead, but I haven't really gotten to see them.
Yeah.
You know, really, bear down if that's the right word, but enjoy it and intently watch it. Like I'll get a chance tonight.
They are a really solid baseball club. They're coming off back-to-back 30-plus win seasons, 15-plus win seasons in the conference, and that's something that the Dukes had not done in over a decade since they went to their last regional in 2011. There's the 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, 3-1. So the Monarchs making some noise here. This would be a big second win for them. They're a team that's got to win the tournament to get into an NCAA regional. That's going to be ball 4. So they are definitely playing with a purpose here in Montgomery this week. Brings Luke Waters to the plate. And here's Gunnar Leger. They might be making another pitching change.
Might be. I don't know if they don't want.
First pitch to Waters is a ball 1. Waters 1 for 4 today with an RBI double in that 4th inning. And he's 1 for 7 in the tournament. Pitch missed inside. Now 2-0 to Waters. Hot smash to the third baseman. Amade on to second on the first, and the double play. Around the horn it goes, 5-4-3. And he is 1 for 3 in this game with a single back in the second. A strike 1 from Holubets. You know, we were talking also about, you know, why did they take Ben Moore out? You know, 4 scoreless, hitless innings. Remember, we're playing a tournament. And yeah, I mean, you got not just this game to think about, but for Old Dominion, they've got to win the tournament to keep their season going.
Yeah, but I think this is how they do it. I think this is how they pitch.
Yeah, this is the way they've done it. You know, Coach told us they haven't had a starting pitcher work over 5 innings in a game this season. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the air, fouled back.
Well, and as long as sometimes if a pitcher knows that's what is expected and you know who's coming next, then they're starting that day too, basically. Or they know they're going into, you know what I mean? They wake up in the morning, they know I'm pitching today. I got to, you know, my mind's got to be right. And that's why I think it's orchestrated out.
One-two pitch outside, 2-2. Amade on deck. Torres due up after him. 2-2 pitch. Got him to chase out of the zone. Strikeout for Holubets. 1 down here in the 9th.
He got him the top of above the top of the triangle. And a high spin rate fastball. Well, those hitters see it, and it's just so enticing. It's just so hard to get to the top of it, or get to the middle of it for that matter.
Here's Amade. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Struck out once and grounded out the other time. Here's the 0-1 to Amade. Held up. 1-1. Monarchs already won once here in Montgomery. That was last night, trying to make it 2 in a row here at Riverwalk Stadium. Would be a great start to their tournament.
That was a good looking fastball right there. How he got over the top of that one. Drove that fastball downhill, and I mean, right through his barrel.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Amadei. Low, and it's 2-2. In the air, going to be out of play. Hollabet's trying to finish this one off for the Monarchs. 2-2 pitch. Ball 3.
Now you got to get back in the strike zone. You got to create contact right here. You don't want to walk. Go right at him if you're Hollabet's.
Ball 4, and Amadei is aboard. So life continues here for the Raging Cajuns. We'll have a pinch hitter coming up here for Torres. Jackson Halter, who's also a backup catcher on this Raging Cajuns team, going to bat with one down in the ninth. Halter is just 5 for 27 on the season. There's a strike at the knees. .185 with no homers and 5 RBI. Junior out of Texarkana. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
My coach is his dad. When I was a young coach at the
Oh,
University
yeah?
of Texas, yeah, his dad, Shane Halter, played in the big leagues. Was an unreal baseball player.
Jackson came to Louisiana from Seminole Community College. 0-2. Hit on the ground. Edwards throws on the run and gets him. Nice stretch by Tyser. Second time we've seen in this tournament Tyser using that 6-7 stretch of his to get the out, and now Cajuns are down to their final out as Amadei goes to second.
It's just a nice play. Fields chopped up, played. It was a good job charging it, soft hands, good enough, accurate throw.
Maddox Mandino going to pinch hit. '19-year-old freshman Mandino making his 34th game appearance, 273 on the season. The 0-1 pitch to him is a strike, and it's 0-2. So Hollabet's down to one more strike to go. Call strike 3. Hollabet's finishes it off for Old Dominion. And First pitch to Waters is a ball one. Waters 1 for 4 today with an RBI double in that 4th inning. And he's 1 for 7 in the tournament. Pitch missed inside. Now 2-0 to Waters. Hot smash to the third baseman. Amade on to second on the first, and the double play. Around the horn it goes. 5-4-3.